You have 29 minutes left. Archangel Michael is standing at your doorstep with an urgent message from heaven. This is not a coincidence. This is divine timing. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Something is shifting in the spirit, and Archangel Michael has come to deliver clarity, protection, and divine direction for your next move. Don't scroll away. The next few minutes could change the trajectory of your life. God is sending His messenger to speak directly to your soul. Are you ready to receive? 111. A new path is unfolding, divinely orchestrated and full of peace. The moment you chose faith over fear, heaven moved things in your favor. Now doors you once only dreamed of are swinging wide open. Type yes 111 if you receive it. 333. The angels are near, lifting the heaviness from your heart and restoring your energy. You're being surrounded by divine light and unconditional love to guide you through this season of transformation. Type yes 333 if you're ready to feel the shift. 444. You're safe, you're held, and you're covered. Everything you lost is being returned in greater measure, with joy, stability, and divine assurance. God's protection is surrounding you now. Type Amen 444 if you believe it. 555. Change is no longer knocking, it's kicking down doors. Expect the unexpected, blessings in strange packaging, and sudden miracles. You're ready because you were made for this. Type I'm ready 555 if this is for you. 1212. The alignment is happening. Your spirit, mind, and heart are being prepared for what you asked for. Stay grounded, stay expectant. The universe is matching your inner shift with outer blessings. Type align 1212 if you feel it. 1010. It's not a setback, it's a divine setup. God is pushing you into purpose through this detour. Pay attention to the signs. They're whispering, something amazing is coming. Type divine setup 1010 if you know it's true. 707. Your healing is happening right now, in places you didn't even know were broken. Expect emotional release, restoration of joy, and a renewed love for life. Type healed 707 if you're claiming it. 818. The financial breakthrough you've been praying for is on its way. Not just money, but resources, connections, and opportunities that will flood your life with abundance. Type abundance 818 if this is your season. 999. The end of an era is here, and what's next is even better. Close the door without fear. You're being escorted by angels into a fresh new beginning designed by God Himself. Type new season 999 if you're walking forward. 1234. Step by step, things are coming together. You may not see it all, but divine order is at work. Trust that you are not behind, you're being perfectly positioned. Type order 1234 if you trust God's plan. 144. You are a light bearer, a divine messenger, and a heavenly assignment in motion. You're being anointed for something bigger than you think. Get ready to carry it. Type I accept 144 if you feel chosen. 202. This is a time of divine partnerships. God is bringing the right people at the right time to walk with you into destiny. No more struggling alone. Type alignment 202 if you're ready to receive support. 313. Your voice is your power, and heaven is amplifying your message. What you share will bring healing to others. Don't hold back, God is speaking through you. Type Speak Life 313 if you receive it. 616. The things you've been worrying about are already being handled in heaven. You're being invited to exhale, to trust, and to let the miracles unfold naturally. Type Peace 616 if you surrender it to God. 808. Double doors are opening, doors of favor, healing, and restoration. Walk through them confidently. The battle you endured made you ready. Type open doors 808 if this is your confirmation. 717. You are breaking generational chains without even knowing it. Your yes to God is freeing others in your lineage. You are the shift. Type chain breaker 717 if you know it's you. 123. God is simplifying your path so you can focus on what matters. All that confusion is being cleared, and clarity is about to pour in. Type clear vision 123 if this speaks to you. 3131. The next season will be full of surprises, good ones. Unexpected emails, divine encounters, and miraculous answers. God loves to surprise His children. Type surprised by grace 3131 if you're ready. 3333. Reinforcements have been sent. What you're dealing with will not take you out. Angels are on assignment, strengthening you, uplifting you, and protecting your purpose. Type divine help 3333 if you feel it. 1221. What once looked like loss will now be revealed as our rerouting. The plan is still intact, and it's better than before. God never wastes anything. Type restored 1221 if you're ready for redemption. 404. The thing that felt missing is being found. Lost joy. Lost hope. Lost love. It's all making its way back to you with divine timing and blessing. Type found 404 if you're reclaiming it. 2323. This is a masterpiece in progress. Though you may see a mess, heaven sees the master's plan unfolding beautifully. Keep going. Type masterpiece 2323 if you believe God's still working. 919. Your influence is expanding. God is placing you in rooms that match your purpose and mission. Don't dim your light. It was made to shine here. Type expansion 919 if you're stepping into it. 8181. Do not be afraid of success. You were created to thrive, not just survive. Angels are guiding you toward greater, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Type success flows 8181 if you're walking into overflow. 606. Closure is coming. The chapter you never thought would end is being sealed with peace. It's time to release and rise. Type closed and healed 606 if you're ready to move on. 511. Everything is shifting. That nagging feeling that something is coming? It's real. Something major is about to break open in your favor. Type major shift 511 if you know you're next. 1122. You are being positioned to be a miracle in someone else's life while receiving one yourself. This is double blessing season. Type double blessing 1122 if you're ready. 7777. God is about to exceed every expectation. You've seen small miracles, but get ready for something massive, undeniable, and completely unexplainable. Type overflow 7777 if you're ready for the big one. 2112. The way God is about to use your story will stun even you. What you thought disqualified you is actually the very thing that qualifies you. Type used for glory 2112 if you receive it. 4444. Every angel assigned to you is working overtime to bring in the support, resources, and healing you need. You're not alone, you're being surrounded right now. Type angelic help 4444 if you feel supported. I want you to know that my promises for your life are sure. You may not always understand why things are unfolding as they are, but trust that everything is working out in ways that you cannot yet comprehend. I am a God of precision, and my timing is perfect. There is no such thing as delay in my kingdom. What may seem delayed to you is simply my way of positioning you for greater things. What may feel like waiting is simply my way of preparing you for the blessings that are about to overflow into your life. In the meantime, I call you to rest in my presence. Let go of the anxiety and stress of trying to force things to happen. You do not need to chase after what I have already promised you. I will bring it to you in my time, and when it arrives, it will bring peace, joy, and fulfillment beyond what you imagined. My child, you are not meant to fight for what I have already ordained for you. All you need to do is trust me and allow my peace to guide you. Trust that I am preparing you for something far greater than what you could ever try to make happen on your own. I know that sometimes it is hard to wait. It is hard to trust when you cannot see the end of the road. But I want to remind you today that I have never failed you, and I will not start now. My promises to you are unshakable. The love I have for you is unbreakable. And the plans I have for you are unchangeable. I am faithful, and I will bring everything I've spoken to fruition in your life. The beauty of this season, the waiting, is that you are learning to trust in my faithfulness more deeply. You are learning that your worth is not determined by what you have or don't have, by the relationships you do or do not have, or by the milestones you have or haven't reached. Your worth is found in me, and I have created you for a purpose. Nothing can change that. You are not defined by your circumstances, but by the divine calling I have placed on your life. While you wait, remember that you are not alone. I am walking this journey with you, step by step. You are surrounded by my love, and my presence is with you always. The struggles you face now are not permanent. They are a part of your growth, your preparation, and your story. And at the end of this journey, you will see the beauty of what I have worked in you and through you. Do not look to the left or to the right. Do not compare your life to the lives of others. Your journey is unique, and I am unfolding it in ways that are custom-tailored for you. You are not anyone's second option. You are my chosen one, and I will bring the right people, the right opportunities, and the right blessings into your life when the time is right. When I bring what is meant for you into your life, it will come with peace and confirmation. You will know that it is from me, and you will not have to chase after it. It will be drawn to you, because you are walking in my will, and I am drawing all the pieces of your life together in perfect harmony. Keep trusting. Keep walking forward in faith. I am your source of peace, and I am working all things together for your good. You will not be left behind. You will not be forgotten. You are my precious child, and my promises to you are yes and amen. Everything you have asked for will come to pass in my perfect time. Wait for me, for I am doing a new thing in your life. Even now, I am preparing you for greater things. When it arrives, it will be all that you've hoped for and more. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You are exactly where you need to be. My beloved child, I want you to know that every season you are walking through is part of my perfect plan. No part of your journey is wasted, every step is intentional. I have carefully orchestrated the events of your life, and though you may not always see it, I am always with you, guiding you, preparing you for what lies ahead. I know that the waiting feels long at times. The uncertainty and unanswered prayers can weigh heavily on your heart. But hear me when I say this, my timing is always perfect. There is a process of becoming that you must walk through, and each moment, each trial, and each victory is a necessary part of that process. The person you are becoming is greater than the person you were yesterday, and every step you take is one step closer to the fullness of my plan for you. Do not look at the time it has taken, or the things that haven't come yet. Focus instead on the journey itself. You are being molded into something greater than you could have ever imagined, and the process of becoming is just as important as the destination. The person I am calling you to be is already inside you, but there are lessons to learn, character to develop, and wisdom to gain before you can fully step into your destiny. And this is what I am doing in you right now. There is a sacred space between your last prayer and God's next move, a space where the natural still looks the same, but something in the spiritual realm is stirring. You don't see it yet. It hasn't been posted, announced, or texted. But deep within your spirit, God keeps whispering, "Stay ready." Heaven has a way of moving in what looks like ordinary time. One moment, you're waiting. The next, you're witnessing. One moment, it's just another morning. The next, you're walking into what you were once crying out for. It happens like that. And often, it doesn't come when you expect it. It comes suddenly. This message is for the ones who are still holding on in the hallway between prayer and fulfillment. It's for the ones who believe, even when nothing around them says it's about to happen, that God can shift everything in a moment. The moment you prayed, heaven responded. But often, God doesn't show the journey of the answer, He just brings the delivery. You don't always see the route, but you will see the result. You didn't miss it. God didn't forget. The heavens have not overlooked your cries or ignored your tears. There are things being rearranged, doors being prepared, and divine timing being perfected. The miracle is in motion while you're still in the middle. In the space of stillness, God is working. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean He isn't speaking. Just because it's slow doesn't mean He isn't moving. God is often the most active when it appears nothing is happening. Think about Joseph in the pit, David in the fields, Ruth in the fields, Esther in the palace before her moment of purpose. They were being positioned when it looked like nothing was happening. God is the master strategist, and He wastes no season. Not even the painful ones. Especially not the painful ones. Here's the truth, your miracle may not come the way you expect it, but it will come. Sometimes we are so fixed on how we think God should do it that we overlook how He is doing it. Stay open to the suddenly, the unexpected, the reversal, the answer you didn't see coming. You asked for the door to open, but He may send someone to build you an entirely new house. You asked for a job, but He may open a path that leads you into entrepreneurship. You asked for healing, but He may lead you through a journey that transforms your entire identity. Don't limit the miracle by your past expectations. Stay open. Living with the consciousness that a miracle can happen at any second means walking in active faith. It's not waiting around in defeat, it's preparing in faith for what hasn't happened yet. You prepare as if the door will open. You give thanks as if it's already done. You sow seeds like someone who knows the harvest is inevitable. Faith doesn't sit still. It walks, speaks, and thinks in agreement with the unseen. Speak what you expect. Walk like it's already shifting. Praise like it's already won. Not your perfection. Not your effort. Not your status. Your faith. When you carry the belief that God can do anything at any moment, you attract the realm of the miraculous. You start noticing signs, synchronicities, divine connections. You become aware of the spiritual activity that's always been there, you just weren't in position to notice it before. Many people give up at the moment right before breakthrough. Why? Because the pressure intensifies. The silence feels louder. The disappointment feels heavier. The weight feels unbearable. It often gets hardest right before it shifts. The enemy tries to wear you out so you'll forfeit what's already yours. Don't fall for the trap. Don't grow weary in well-doing. Sometimes we try to force the miracle. We try to create shortcuts, settle for counterfeits, or panic because we think we're running out of time. But you don't have to manipulate what God already promised. He doesn't need your striving, He needs your trust. He doesn't need you to fix it, He needs you to follow His instruction. Remember, Abraham didn't need to go find the ram. God already had it caught in the thicket. The provision was there, he just needed to trust. If God gives you an instruction, even if it feels small, follow it. Your obedience is often the trigger for your next level. Naaman almost missed his healing because he was offended by the instruction. The miracle didn't come in a glorious ceremony. It came in a river. Sometimes what God asks you to do won't make sense in the natural. But it's never without purpose. Obedience positions you for the release of heaven. Don't dismiss the instruction. It could be the key. What feels like delay is often God making sure all things align perfectly. He's making sure you're ready to receive the blessing without losing it. He's preparing the people involved, the place, the provision, and your own posture. You may not understand why it hasn't happened yet, but you will understand when it does. Trust His timing. You'll be thankful for the wait. When the miracle comes, where will you be? Will you be in position to receive? Stay faithful in your current place. Don't run from the field. Don't abandon the assignment. Ruth stayed in the field, and that's where Boaz found her. David stayed with the sheep, and that's where the prophet anointed him. When it's time, God knows where to find you. But make sure He finds you where you're meant to be, not where you fled to out of fear, doubt, or frustration. When you worship, you make space for heaven to move. Worship invites God into the situation. It says, worship isn't just for the mountaintop moments. It's for the valley, the waiting room, the midnight hour. That's where miracles are born. Praise is a declaration of victory before the battle is even over. The wilderness doesn't mean God left you, it means He's preparing you. Jesus was led into the wilderness by the Spirit before His public ministry began. Elijah was sustained in the wilderness. Moses encountered the burning bush in the wilderness. What feels barren is actually where God meets you with fire, clarity, and power. You're not being punished. You're being refined. God is not only going to bless you, He's going to reverse the very thing the enemy thought would destroy you. The pain will have purpose. The loss will have a harvest. The tears will become testimony. God is about to turn it all around. Get ready for the plot twist. Heaven doesn't lose. And you are still in the script. You don't have to chase people, positions, or platforms. When the time is right, the right doors will open. The right people will notice. The right connections will happen without force. God knows how to send who and what you need. You won't have to beg for what's already yours. Rest in that. When it happens, don't forget what you've been through. Don't forget how long you waited, how hard you prayed, and how faithfully God delivered. Your story is about to become someone else's hope. Your miracle is about to be the message that strengthens others. God has a habit of showing up in the most unexpected ways. Sarah laughed when she was told she'd have a child at her age, but God still did it. Mary was just a young girl in Nazareth, but God still chose her. The disciples were fishing with no success all night, then Jesus showed up, and suddenly their nets overflowed. God loves surprising His children. You may feel like things are stagnant, but a divine surprise can change everything overnight. Prepare yourself. Don't just believe in miracles, expect them. Even though you can't see it with natural eyes, God's heavenly hosts are already on assignment for your life. There are angels clearing paths, protecting your journey, bringing people into place, and fighting battles you didn't even know existed. You are not walking through this alone. Every step you take in obedience and trust activates the unseen realm. Stay in alignment. Stay in position. You are being divinely escorted into promise. One of the biggest lies the enemy whispers is that you're too broken, too late, or too far gone for God to bless you. But that is a lie from the pit of hell. God is the Redeemer of time and the Restorer of hope. He used Moses, a fugitive. He used Rahab, a prostitute. He used Peter, who denied him. He used Paul, who persecuted Christians. Why wouldn't he use you? Your miracle is not dependent on your perfection, it's dependent on your positioning in faith. How would you walk if you knew your miracle was being delivered today? Would you worship louder? Would you speak differently? Would you treat the wait like preparation rather than punishment? Start showing up in your own life like the blessing is already knocking at your door. This is not delusion, it's faith in action. This is how you partner with God in the spiritual realm. Sometimes God answers your prayer in a way that doesn't match your mental picture. And it's not because he misunderstood, it's because he's aiming higher. He's protecting you from things you can't see. He's perfecting the outcome in ways you'll only understand in hindsight. You may be praying for restoration with someone who left, but God may be preparing someone else who will love you like Christ loves the church. You may be praying for a door to reopen, but God may be constructing an entirely new path that leads to more peace, more purpose, and more power. When God brings the miracle, it will carry weight, responsibility, wisdom, stewardship. Many people pray for increase but are not yet prepared for what that increase requires. You're in a season where God is stretching your capacity, humbling your heart, and sharpening your character. Be grateful. He's preparing you so that when the miracle comes, you won't fumble it. You'll be able to carry it with grace. God does not operate on your clock. He moves on his own divine schedule, one that takes into account every heart involved, every generational impact, and every ripple effect that will echo from this moment. He's not just answering your prayer, he's orchestrating legacy. If it hasn't happened yet, it's because he's still perfecting the details. And when it does happen, you'll realize it couldn't have happened any earlier, because it wouldn't have been this good. If you're still in the waiting, ask yourself, what is God showing me here? Don't let frustration blind you to the revelation that can only come in the in-between. Vision is born in the place of patience. Many people receive the miracle but fumble the purpose because they didn't gain vision in the wait. What's he sharpening in you? What's he healing? What's he revealing? This is not wasted time. This is sacred development. You've been through a lot. Some of what didn't happen in past seasons left you bruised, skeptical, and unsure whether you even want to hope again. But here's the truth. Hope is holy. And God is not afraid of your disappointment. He just wants you to bring it to him. When you lay your past pain at his feet, he doesn't shame you. He holds you. He heals you. He revives your ability to believe again. Don't let yesterday's letdown distract you from today's miracle. It's coming. There are some blessings you won't have to explain. When it's God, they'll know. You won't need to defend your breakthrough, justify your glow-up, or rationalize your sudden favor. When the miracle happens, it will carry the fingerprints of heaven. Undeniable, unshakable, unmistakable. They'll say, "Surely the Lord has been with them." This is the kind of miracle you're stepping into. The spiritual realm responds to faith, not fear. Don't let your spirit be weighed down with dread, anxiety, or frustration. Keep it lifted. Wake up each day expecting something to shift. This doesn't mean living in obsession or control. It means walking in awareness that God is always near, always working, always surprising. What if you threw a praise party before the promise arrived? This is powerful. It confuses the enemy. It recenters your soul. And it reminds heaven that you trust the outcome, even if you don't yet see the full picture. Thank Him today for the miracle already in motion. Because the moment it arrives, you will realize it was worth every moment of the wait. Sometimes the miracle is waiting on one act of faith. One leap. One phone call. One moment of obedience. One yes. Don't overthink what God already confirmed. If you feel peace, if the doors are opening, and if the Spirit keeps leading, go. You're closer than you think. Don't hesitate in the moment you've been praying for. It doesn't take a year. It doesn't even take a week. God can do it in one moment. Ask the widow who fed Elijah and saw provision overflow. Ask Peter who went from empty nets to miraculous catch. Ask the woman with the issue of blood who touched Jesus and was healed instantly. Don't underestimate God's power just because it's been a long journey. In the end, the greatest miracle isn't just what God does for you, but what He does in you while you're waiting. He builds resilience, deepens trust, rewrites identity, and strengthens your voice. You become someone different. Someone radiant. Someone who knows how to walk with God, not just receive from Him. And that transformation? That intimacy with God? That's the real miracle. The miracle you're praying for is not a fantasy. It's not wishful thinking. It's a divine appointment, and heaven is already working behind the scenes. Stay ready, because at any second, things can shift. Stay open, because the miracle may come wrapped in a different form. Stay faithful, because what God is about to do in your life will exceed every past season of loss, disappointment, and waiting. This is not the end. It's the divine unfolding. Your miracle is closer than it looks. Stay in miracle consciousness. You are standing on holy ground. You've cried over it. You've wrestled with it in the silence. You've held the vision tight to your chest even when your reality tried to convince you it would never come to pass. You've walked through days of silence from heaven and nights of aching prayers that ended in quiet surrender. And now, heaven has a word for you. You have carried this long enough. I have already gone before you and worked it out. Rest now, my child. Your promise is at the door. There's a shift happening, subtle, but strong. Something is breaking in the spirit realm, and it's in your favor. The warfare you've endured was never just about the moment you were in. It was about the promise on the other side. The enemy didn't fight you over where you were, he fought you over where you're going. He fought you over the promise, over the blessing, over the influence, over the anointing, over the oil. You were being shaped in the dark, formed in the wilderness, matured in the shadows. When you couldn't see it, God was crafting it. When you didn't understand it, God was ordering every step. The silence was never absence, it was strategy. The delay was not denial, it was divine alignment. The hand of God is all over your life. That's why it didn't break you. That's why it didn't kill your purpose. That's why the worst thing that happened to you still couldn't take you out. Because there's a seal on your life. A divine stamp that says, "This one belongs to me." God was in the delay. He was working behind the scenes, orchestrating something greater than your prayers could articulate. What looked like a pause was actually preparation. What felt like abandonment was actually angelic assignment. What looked like rejection was holy redirection. You're not being overlooked, you're being positioned. You're not being left behind, you're being set apart. You're not being punished, you're being protected. He blocked it because it wasn't his best. He closed it because it would have corrupted you. He let it fall apart because what he's building in its place is divine, unshakable, and God-ordained. Your name has already been spoken in places you haven't entered. Your destiny has already been assigned a location. Heaven has already said yes. And when God says yes, it doesn't matter who said no. You don't need to manipulate your way into anything God has promised you. The doors you have to beg to open are not the ones He's built for you. The people you have to chase are not the ones assigned to your destiny. Let it go. Release it. The striving season is over. The fighting for crumbs season is finished. The door that's about to swing open is custom designed for you, no competing, no comparison, no confusion. Victory is not coming, it's already here. It just doesn't look the way you expect it. It's not loud. It's not flashy. But it is sure. It is sacred. It is holy. It is lasting. God is releasing a kind of breakthrough that settles things. A kind of peace that quiets every lingering question. A kind of blessing that silences every voice of doubt. This victory is not performance-based. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove yourself worthy. It's yours because He said it is. It's coming because He promised it. You're stepping into it not because of your perfection, but because of His faithfulness. You can rest now. Not the kind of rest that gives up, but the kind of rest that trusts. The kind of rest that says, "God, I know you've got it." The kind of rest that comes when you know the Father's hand is all over it. You're not late. You're not behind. You haven't missed it. You're right on time, and the promise is right on schedule. This season is going to be marked by evidence. Tangible, visible, undeniable evidence of God's hand on your life. What was once a whisper in your spirit will become a reality in your hands. What you once hoped for in secret, you will celebrate in public. It's happening swiftly. It's unfolding suddenly. The shift won't make sense to those around you, but it will confirm everything you've heard in the Spirit. People will wonder how you got there, how it turned around, how the doors opened. And you will simply say, "God already worked it out." No one will be able to take credit for what's about to happen. Not you. Not them. Not your effort. Not your network. It will be all God. It will scream of His glory. The testimony will be, "The Lord did this." You are about to see how intentional His silence really was. How strategic His delays were. How powerful His redirection became. You're about to see how He really does work all things together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. That's you. Your journey wasn't a waste. Your pain wasn't in vain. The tears watered the soil of your breakthrough. The waiting refined your spirit. The obedience, even when it cost you everything, was the very key that unlocked the next door. What God has for you cannot be stolen. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be altered. It cannot be forfeited unless you walk away from it. But you haven't walked away. You've stayed. You've endured. You've believed, even with shaky faith. You've held on, even when your heart was breaking. And for that, heaven has decreed, it is time. Time to move forward. Time to take possession. Time to breathe again. Time to smile again. Time to laugh without fear of the future. Time to experience the joy of a harvest you waited years to see. The season of warfare is closing. The cloud is lifting. The night is passing. The morning is fading. And the oil of joy is being poured out. You're about to walk in rooms you didn't think you qualified for. You're about to receive messages and calls that change everything. You're about to be ushered into a season of fulfillment that will make up for everything you thought was lost. There's an anointing on your life for breakthrough. There's favor on your name. There's grace on your assignment. You're not behind. You're not overlooked. You're not forgotten. Heaven remembers. God remembers the night you almost gave up. He remembers the prayer you whispered when you had nothing left to give. He remembers the dream you laid on the altar because you said, "Not my will, Lord, but yours be done." And he says today, "Now it's my turn. Let me show you what I've prepared." Divine help is coming. Divine strategy. Divine acceleration. What once took years will now take days. What you struggled to build will now flow with ease. The connections are coming. The resources are being released. The right people are being assigned. Angels are moving on your behalf. You've entered the set time. The appointed moment. The Kairos season. Not just a good time, but God's time. Watch how it unfolds. Watch how quickly things align. Watch how effortlessly doors open. Watch how undeniable your victory becomes. And when it happens, don't forget the valley. Don't forget the lessons. Don't forget the long nights and quiet mornings. Don't forget the one who never left, never gave up, never turned away. Don't forget that it was never about the promise itself, it was always about knowing the promiser. Now lift your head. Dry your tears. Get your hopes up again. Walk forward in faith. The promise is at the door. You can rest now. Victory is here. God has already worked it out.